Ladies and gentlemen, please be welcome in these classes around agile methods. My name is Hans Wendel van Hespen. I'm the author of the book Agile Methods Accurate Match. I'm also teaching masterclasses. Today we will be talking about Scrum, and Scrum that is fragile. Scrum is fragile, and why is it fragile? Because, you would say that it's actually more robust. It's been introduced into the public in 1995 by Ken Schwaber and Dr. Jeff Sutherland. So it's already around for about 25 years, and it's delivering good service to a lot of people and a lot of companies. So you would think that it's actually robust. And it is robust in that way that if you implement Scrum exactly as they say in the Scrum guide, then they are promising you, then they are guaranteeing you good results. And those results are really delivered. However, there are a lot of other companies who are saying, well, not going to do this, and we're not going to do that. And yes, that's a good idea, but got my idea about it, we will do it a little bit different. Those are the Scrum but companies. Scrum and but. Like, it's a good idea, but I will do it differently. And say 98% of the cases you will see that actually the result of Scrum companies is less than when it is 100% implemented. And that is because you really must know very well exactly what you're doing. And it's so difficult to make Scrum even better than it is. You really must know very well what you're doing. And most people, of course, they don't. So the result isn't there. And that's actually a pity, because it's only maybe changing 10%, and you are there where you want to be, where you will be having the results that you want to have. So that is why I am saying that Scrum is fragile. It really is important that you implement the full of Scrum if you really want to have those Scrum results. In the book Software in 30 Days that Ken Schwaber has written, actually that's a very interesting book, and I can really advise to read it, next to mine, of course. But the Scrum guide, which is obviously the Bible of Scrum and which describes very well exactly what is in Scrum and what isn't, it's also very dense, meaning there isn't any embodying information, supporting information that explains more or less why, or that make us feel better what is meant with that specific rule. And in the book Software in 30 Days, that is really much more explained. And one of the things that he explains, and that is actually not written into the Scrum guide, is the fact that Scrum is much about risk management and risk reduction, actually. So the fact that you must have after every sprint a potentially deployable, releasable increment of product, that has everything to do with risk reduction, because it has two advantages. The first advantage is that if the project stops, then what you have lost is actually only what has been done in the last sprint. because the software from the previous sprint only 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, maximum a month ago, obviously is of a high standard quality that you can use in production. The second reason why that is important is what they actually wanted to avoid are those repair marathons at the end of a delivery of a product, where suddenly they find out that this doesn't work and that doesn't work neither. Oh my God, we have forgotten to print anything and it doesn't work, so we need to do that. And then the evening work starts and the night work starts and the weekend work starts, you know, and it's actually fire extinguishing, and that is not what both guys of Scrum wanted. They wanted software that was of top-notch quality. Now that is important, of course, you know, and it's then your or anyway the choice of the managers if they want to invest in this kind of vision. That's their choice. But anyway, this is the vision that Scrum is really offering, you know, and that's important. So if you really follow those rules of Scrum, then you won't have this fire extinguishing marathon at the end of a product delivery, because you have been delivering every fortnight. So the only problems that you can still have are those in the last 14 days, the last sprint anyway, the last month maybe, but the last sprint. So if the worst comes to the worst, you could even decide to leave out the last sprint in the final product. Will be for the next time. And that's where you start seeing where Scrum is very productive, it's very powerful, but it's also very fragile, because, as I've seen so many times with so many customers, it is so easy to say, okay, it's not totally finished, but, you know, and the next sprint, and we will deal with that then, and, you know, and the points are given so that the burn down chart is at the mark that we had provided and we had foreseen, and, you know, and the budget is all right. It's so easy, but don't do it, because you will be paying the price at the end. At the end, you will see, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, oh, there we have a problem, and it's not being properly tested, and who is it going to test, etc., etc., etc. So that is why I would say Scrum is fragile. Know that, be conscious about it, and then, now that you're conscious about it, use it to your profit, to your benefit, and create great software. Thank you.